Welcome to the session of Oracle Source Suite 12c. Today's session we are going to take a look on how to create REST adapter and database adapter. But for the sake of simplicity, the project has already been created and the entire project can be found in the GitHub link, which is in the description below. So with this project, what we have done or what this project does, it is basically a REST API and a SOAP API that takes input parameter from the source, does some business logic and transformation logic, and then inserts the customer record into the table using our database adapter. So first thing first, let's understand how to create a REST API. So if I just go down my customer service API, if I do a edit REST here and click next, we can find okay, before we go here, the best option will be running down to the stored proc, the package creation, all those things. So now for this project, what we have done, we have created a package, a custom package. This custom package has got different stored procs: add customer, remove customer, retrieve customer, and update customer. And we have got the package body implementation, which defines the definition of each stored proc. So in this add customer stored proc, we are taking customer ID, name, city, and profession as input parameters, and status code and status message are the output parameters. At the initial of the stored proc definitions, we are assigning a value of 200 and success, and then we're inserting the record into the customer table. For any kind of exceptions, we are assigning 201 to status code, and whatever DP exception we are getting from the stored proc, we are assigning to the status message. So this is pretty much a basic stored proc that inserts the customer record into the table. And then we have got a stored proc for remove customer, and it takes the customer ID as input. Again, we are defaulting it to 200 in success. Then we are running the delete command, and then for any kind of exception, we are assigning the exception message to the status message. And the same way, we are defining the logic for get customer list, and we are defining the logic for update customer. So all the stored proc, the package creation, and the definition of the package is being uploaded in the GitHub, and you can download and you can replicate the same for your local project. And this is our custom table where we are going to perform our different operations: add, update, delete, and retrieve. So this is the custom package and this is the custom package definition. So now let's quickly go to the OSB application. So in our OSB application, we have our web services, the main folder, and the web services folder has got three main package folder or three main folder. One is the client service, another one is the implementation of the client service, and the one which is the target service. So let's first go through the client service. So in the client service, we have got two main services. One is a REST service and another is a SOAP service. So let's go through the REST API first. So right click and edit REST. If I click next, we can see there are two operations. One is to add customer, the other one is to remove customer. That customer has a method type as post and receives the input in both format, JSON and XML. So this is XML format where it takes ID, name, profession, and city, and this is in the JSON format. And the response is again in both the format, which gives status code and message. And the same way we are defining remove customer, the method type is delete. Just note the resource path is same, but the method types are different for both this operation. If I go to the edit section, the ID is being as an input parameter and the response remains the same as status code and status message. So once you click finish, the REST adapter gets created in the left hand side of our OSB overview or the proxy services. The other way to create REST adapter is to go to the pipeline and right click and you can do an expose as REST. This is other way of creating a REST adapter. Now let's go to the database adapter. Okay, before we go to the DB adapter, let's quickly go through the SOAP web service. This is our SOAP web service and this is built on top of this WSDL. In this WSDL, we have got two methods. One is to add customer and another is to remove customer. Let's quickly go to the schema. And if you see the schema, for the add customer, we are taking ID, name, profession, and city as a request parameter, and the response is status code and message. All right. So this is the WSDL definition of our SOAP service: add customer and remove customer. Let's go to the service bus overview and let's go to the database adapter. Now right click, edit JCA, and this is the name of our database adapter. So this is the database configuration widget. Once I click next here, it will show me the connection string. So this is my localhost connection string, and this is my JNDI which I have configured in my local WebLogic. So let's go to the local WebLogic. So this is my data source, my custom data source. And now let's go to the deployment section, and where we can find the database adapter. So let's go to the DB adapter and go to the configuration, open this. So we have to go to the outbound connection pools, and this is our JNDI. If I click this JNDI, it is an XE data source that uses our custom data source. So we will have a separate session where we will learn how to create database adapter, how to create JNDI, and all different properties. So now going back again here to our service bus overview. So this is the JNDI which we have configured in our local WebLogic domain. Now click next. If you click next, you can see here the package, the custom package which we saw earlier over here, this custom package, and this is the stored proc, the add customer stored proc. This is, so sorry, we are dealing with remove customer, so this remove customer stored proc. And then I can click next, then next and finish. Once I do that, it creates the database adapter for remove customer. Same way we can do for add customer. If you click edit JCA, it makes use of the same connection string and our existing JNDI. Once I click next, it creates the custom package, and then we have the stored proc for adding the customer. Once I do next and finish, it creates the database adapter for add customer service. So now we know what is a client service folder does and what does a target service. So target service is, in our case, is our database adapter. Target service can be anything. It can be a file, it can be a web service, it can be a REST service, it can be a UMS, it can be anything. But in this example, our target or our external services are our database adapter. Now understand, let's go through the pipeline. So the service bus pipeline is where you write business logic, where you do transformation, and where is basically is the heart of our enterprise application, our enterprise service. So now to understand what we have done, let me minimize this. Now once you maximize the branch, you can see we have got two operations. One is to add customer and then one is to remove customer. For this demo, we have got this only two method implemented, but in the GitHub profile, in the GitHub link, you will find all the four operations being implemented there. Now let's go to the assign activity. So this assign activity is pointing to the X query. So if you go down here, you can see add customer request to database. This is an X query. So now let's go and open the X query. So if you see the X query over here, if you can go to the mapper also. All right. So this is what we are receiving from the source, the ID, the name, the profession, and the city. And this is how the database or the stored proc definition. So if we go over to our stored proc, you can see the structure or the input parameter structure is CID, CNAME, CCT, and C profession. And if you go here, you can find the same CID, CNAME, CCT, and C profession. So what this X query does, it translates the input payload or the client payload to the target payload. So this is the input payload structure and this is the client payload structure. Same way we have got a response. So in this case, what we are doing, we are translating the stored proc response structure to the client interface response structure. So this is what we are getting from the stored proc, status code and status message. So if we go down to the stored proc, so this is the response variable we are retrieving from the stored proc, which is being mapped to the status code and message of our enterprise service or our client service. And let's go back to the pipeline. And after the assign activity, what we are doing a replace activity for this assign activity. So this assign activity name is add customer request, and what we are doing a replace over here for the add customer request. What does this replace activity do? It converts the input format to the target format. So input payload structure will be translated to the output payload structure. And then we have got the route here. This routing routes to the business service. So in our case, it's a add customer business service. If we go to the transport details over here, this is of type JCA. It refers to this JCA. If we open this JCA, we can see the schema name, we can see the package name, and we can see the procedure name. So now let me go to the service bus overview. Let me close this and let's go and do some operation. So let me first do it in the pipeline. So let me run the pipeline. So I have already deployed this application in my local host. So let's run the pipeline. Now let's try to add some customer. Let's give some 30101 name. Let's give us demo rest. So it's a demo soap. And profession, let's give us SOA developer or maybe middleware developer. Middleware, this will be fine. City, let's give Joburg for now. And let's go and execute the pipeline. We have received a success from the stored proc and we are getting success from our enterprise schema. So if we go to the database and let's execute this command and see the record got inserted successfully. Now let's go to this pipeline, scroll down, and if you go to the route, so in the route section we can see, so this is what we are receiving. So if you see here, so the input structure has been converted into the stored proc structure or the output structure. So this is what we are sending to the stored proc. All right, now let's go, let's click back and let's copy this ID and let's do a remove customer data and let's go and paste it over here and let's execute. We got a success again. Let's go and run this select statement again, and yeah, the customer has been removed from the database. Now if we scroll down and you can see the same, this is the response we received from stored proc, or this is the response of the enterprise service, sorry, and this is what we are sending to the stored proc. So if you see the input parameter, we are sending the customer ID. All right, now what we can do, what we have done as part of this project, if we go back to the service bus console, this is our REST API. If I click this run button over here and select the post method, which is our adding the customer, let's give some dummy ID, give some valid name, Alok, yeah, Alok looks fine, full stack developer, and city again Joburg. Oops, I missed the G. All right, and let's go and execute, and you can see the response coming in the REST format or in the JSON structure. Now let's go to the database, run again, and we can see Alok getting inserted. Here we are, and then go back again, press back, copy this ID and select the delete method, and let's give here and let's remove the customer from there. We got received 200, and let's run this application again. Yes, the customer has been removed from the database. So that's all pretty much for this project and for this demo. So we have understood how to create REST API and how to create database adapter, but we will have a different session where we are going to create REST API and different adapters from scratch. This entire project is there in this GitHub profile, or you mean to say in the GitHub link. You can download the artifacts and the project, and you can again import that into your local JDev, and you can start writing some more piece of code. So in the subsequent tutorials, this is what we're going to deal with. We will learn how to install SOA Suite in different operating system. We will also learn how to create a compact SOA Suite compact domain, the way so that you can run your application in your local host. And then we will learn how to create a data source and GNDI, how to create queues, bridges and all in WebLogic. We will understand what BPEL is. And then we will learn different database adapters, I mean to say SOA adapters like DB adapter, file, GMS, SOAP REST and all. So that's all for now. The entire project is again there in GitHub, and feel free to comment below and do give us your opinion. Thank you. Bye.